Okay, so this is going to be kind of a product review, or at least a unboxing, if you will, of a brand of aftermarket battery for a MacBook that I'm working on. This is the HzTech or HzTech professional laptop battery. It says it makes your laptop better than new. Well, we'll see. So on the back here it says it is a grade A cell. No memory effect. Well, every battery's got a little bit of memory. Protective circuit design, that's good to see. Low power consumption IC design. Tested with strict quality control standards. Meets the full 100% milliamp capacity printed on the label. Fast charge, safe and durable. Now, I have had a recent battery buying experience where the cells inside did not match the label. So we're going to be paying extra close attention to that. So it came in a gigantic box, probably due to shipping regulations because it is a lithium-ion battery, and as everyone knows, those are very scary. So let's take off the plastic and see what is included in the box. As soon as we figure out how... Okay, it slides out. You know, I have to say this is the best packaging I've ever seen for an aftermarket battery. I just hope that the quality is everywhere to be seen. Okay. Thank you for choosing HzTech. We are always here. That's good. Oh, this is actually a pleasant little surprise. So here's our battery. And that is factory plastic wrapped. It's got the correct connector. This is good to see. The writing is really hard to read, but this is supposed to be a 76.65 watt-hour battery. So that is what we need to remember. So yeah, there are 3 screw points that we're going to need to loosen off. One there, one there, and one there, but we'll talk about that in a second. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. They've included an instruction manual. I already know what I'm doing, but I'm going to read this anyway. And this is actually pretty interesting. So we've got 2 screwdrivers in here. And one is a small Phillips, and the other, although you wouldn't tell by looking at it, is actually a tri-wing. So there is a tri-wing. It almost looks like a Phillips, but then you notice that it isn't. These are actually the 2 tools that you need to do this job. You would obviously have a Phillips screw, but you're not going to have the tri-wing. So the fact that they include this as a kit is actually really, really awesome. Especially if you don't know where to acquire a tri-wing screwdriver. So we got those, put those off to the side. I have to admit, I'm really curious about the instruction manual. I'm also going to be looking for Chinglish. Huh. So there's a card that says satisfied? Not satisfied. Your satisfaction means a lot to us. We've got a few suggestions. Enjoy Companion for your mobile life. Share your experience with an Amazon review. Share with Facebook and Twitter. Well, I might do that. Our friendly and hassle-free service will work hard to put a smile back on your face. Here is how we can connect. We are only able to offer returns and exchanges for orders placed through HzTech. And I'm pretty sure that this was through them. Okay, instruction manual. Usage tips, features, warning, about, warranty, contact, statement. So it's not really an instruction manual. It's more like warranty information. But hey, that's okay. Everything is actually really well packaged, and so far I'm actually pretty impressed. Okay, I'm not going to use a blade around a lithium-ion battery, so I'm just going to do that. So we will remove the static cling packaging. And I haven't taken the other battery out yet, so I don't know how it compares in terms of like build quality, but we will tackle that in due time. It is pretty neat to see that they have the factory pull tab installed just like it. So I'm willing to anticipate that this is probably made in the same factory as the actual batteries. All right, let's zoom out a little bit and go get the patient. So we're just going to change our angle of attack. There we go. And I've already taken apart this computer with my screwdriver set, but in the spirit of doing a full deep dive, we're going to use the HzTech, which I've just noticed has actually gone and labeled these screwdrivers, so that's pretty idiot proof. Apologies to idiots everywhere if you didn't get that. So again, these two screws at the back, which are just off camera, I will fix that, are these longer type. So far, actually, this is a decent screwdriver. It doesn't seem to be any soft metal. And I know that that's what you're really concerned about watching a battery replacement video, is the quality of the screwdriver that's included at really no cost to you. But if they're going to include it, it had better work. It's part of the experience. Now, with all lithium-ion batteries, it's always good to do a discharge and then a full charge just to make sure that it's good to go. So we'll be doing that after we take this bad boy apart. So there goes our case, and here is, we'll just do a zoom on the battery here. Make sure that's in full frame. So just like before, we want to disconnect the battery connector using our spludgeon tool. Bend that back. And this battery that's going to be coming out is a 77.5 watt-hour battery. So this one is actually slightly larger. The voltage on the new battery is 10.95, and it's also 10.95 on here. So theoretically, this one's going to be a teeny tiny bit bigger. So how do we get this out? Well, you've got 3 tri-wing screws, and I will bring in the zoom. So we've got 1 tri-wing right there. We got 1 over here, and then because some manufacturer thinks they're clever, right underneath this top portion of the sticker, which is very easy to peel back, is your other tri-wing screw. So yeah, there are some battery kits that sell this specific sticker. So if you were really that concerned about Apple realizing that you have replaced the battery without their help, if that bothers you, or if you are bothered by them knowing, then that might be an option. This machine is over 5 years old. Nobody cares. It will probably never see the Apple Store ever again. Yeah, it's not, the sticker isn't even really stuck to the face of the screw. I think over the years that will just loosen off, and it was a good idea at the time, I'm sure. And we just lift the battery, move it forward, and there's nothing underneath except a load of dust. So yeah, here is, I'll zoom out here. Here is old battery. Here is new battery. If, I can't believe I'm saying this, but there's like the tape and everything over on the new battery looks like it was better than the new one. I don't know. This one, anyway, that doesn't really matter. They're, for all intensive purposes, identical. Although, I do notice on the original battery that one of the tri-wing screw pieces has broken off. I don't know if that will come through on the camera there, but that is indeed snapped. So that has probably happened due to a drop in this poor thing's future past. And you know what? I'm just looking at that. You could totally peel this sticker off if you really wanted to with very little effort, but since we don't care, okay, there it is. There's that little piece of plastic from the one of the tri-wings. So it's an interesting point of note. That might also happen to you. I don't know. Put it in the comments if it has. So while we're under here, that's your trackpad, by the way. And for reasons unexplainable to me, on the new MacBooks, your battery is actually glued to this assembly. So if you want to remove your battery, you need to use like solvents and heat and all sorts of chemical trickery to make sure that you don't actually crack this pad, or you cough up the money and get Apple to do it. So installation is the same as removal. We're just gonna drop that in. And this is nice and snug. Looks like the battery cable's got a little bit more room, but there is no concerns about having a little bit of a longer cable. And just looking how this battery sits, I think I can kind of understand why these plastic tabs would crack. It wouldn't require a whole lot of effort to get that battery to move out of position. So those screws are very, very, very soft, the tri-wings. So don't expect to get them too tight. I would say, spin it until it's snug, but don't expect to get too much more out of it, because the last thing you want to do is strip these. And it's also worth noting that they're only threaded that last little bit. The rest of the screw is actually just a shaft. So you're not going to get a whole lot of tactile feedback. Okay, that is firmly in place. So we're just going to install our tab, and we are done. Initial impressions without charging the battery and seeing the lifespan of this thing is actually pretty good. It's really nice to see how easy that was to install. They had the right tools. It was packaged really well. It seems to be like pretty genuinely an OEM replacement part. I don't know if it is, but I have a sneaking suspicion that the blueprints were either judiciously liberated from the same factory that makes the battery, or this battery is made in the same factory as the real ones. The real one, of course, has no branding on it except for the Apple branding of the battery. It doesn't say what company makes it because of reasons. But, oh, and yeah, there's a little barcode sticker on the top there, which I will double check. The new one does not. The new one actually has a barcode down here. So I'd imagine this is an Apple specific barcode, so one of those reasons or ways that they can tell that your battery's been replaced, because that serial number probably matches up with the laptop, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I'm going to reassemble this, which is really boring and not really of any interest to anyone, and I'll let you know how the battery performance is. Alright, so this is a good sign. We've got battery health 100, cycle count is set to 1, so the onboard chip is doing its job. It had a travel charge of 22%, and yeah, then we'll unplug it and make sure that it's got the full capacity and see how long it lasts on a stress test.